Welcome back to Movie Review Mom. And if this is the very first time you've been to my YouTube channel, yay, you found me. I'm so glad. I've been waiting for you. While you're at it, click on the subscribe button because you're going to love this YouTube channel. I really appreciate your support as I'm trying to get this YouTube channel to grow. So tell everybody to come on over and join us. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So the specific film I'm reviewing today is called The Hyperions or The Hyperions, depending on how you want to pronounce it. This offbeat and retro comedy is now available at thedailywire.com. It's rated R. Now, even though the movie is being touted as family friendly, it is rated R for blood and violence. I'll give you some tips for parents here in just a few minutes. It's an hour and 30 minutes. I'm also going to point out things I liked, didn't like, share some movie lines that are interesting and themes worth talking about, and even recommend some movies that I think are sort of similar that you might also like if you like this one. Okay, so in a nutshell, the film was released exclusively on the Daily Wire, making this the third feature film to be released by the conservative company run by Ben Shapiro, following 2020's Run, Hide, Fight and 2022's Shut In that just recently came out. You can see my reviews of both of those films on my website as well as here on my YouTube channel. I thought that Ben Shapiro's company was off to a great start with those first two movies, but this movie takes the momentum kind of to a screeching halt, in my opinion. So the story is about Professor Ruckus, who in 1960 invents the Titan badge, which offered a handful of humans various powers and created an unusual family of superheroes. However, by 1979, a new lineup of superheroes has taken up the badges, and two of the originals want them back. Okay, so I really wanted to like this movie, and I'm happy to support the Daily Wire in their new adventure into filmmaking. Truly, their last two movies were really well done, but sadly, my husband and I were both really disappointed with this one. My husband was massaging my feet while we watched the movie, and I still couldn't wait for the movie to end. So first, let me tell you the things that I liked. First of all, didn't we all fall in love with Cary Elwes when we first saw him in The Princess Bride? I love that movie. He does a great job in this movie, and he stole my attention whenever he was on the screen. I love that his physical posture was slouched the entire time as he tried to be a completely different kind of character and man. He was the best actor in this movie by far. Other than Cary Elwes, the only other two actors I'd ever seen before were Tanner Buchanan, and if you've ever watched the TV throwback to the Karate Kid, which is called Cobra Kai, my husband and I kind of get a kick out of that, even though it's super cheesy. And then Alfonso Macaulay. I'm happy to discover new faces in the film industry, and you're definitely going to see some new ones. The movie actually looks like it was made in the 1960s. Now, some viewers will love the nostalgic style. Others will think it's just a poorly made looking movie on a low budget. And that's kind of how I interpreted it. It's super quirky with random animation sequences. The last scene, however, is very sweet. And my husband even commented on it and said, "Aw." Ultimately, I think I understand what the film was trying to be. It just didn't work at all for me personally. So speaking of that, here's the list of things that I didn't really like. Most of the acting was really, really bad. And I was surprised with so much talent around the world. How did some of these people get cast in this movie? Were they just acting badly on purpose to kind of make it look and feel like a 1960s movie? If so, I get that. If not, then I don't get it. The action sequences were just laughable. And again, is it trying to be bad because it was made in the 1960s, or is it just truly bad? Most of the humor just didn't land for me. I thought it was also super weird that the final showdown was cut up and ends abruptly off screen for the most part. You just kind of see the aftermath. Now, I appreciated that because I don't have to see all the violence to know what's happening. However, it then shows all this blood and gore. And I'm like, wait, what? It didn't seem to make sense that they weren't going to show the violence, but they wanted to show us the blood. Anyway, the camera angles and edits just were odd to me. And again, I get it. It's a style. It just didn't work for me. A review that I read by another film critic suggested that the director was trying to pull off a Wes Anderson style. And when I read that, I thought, okay, yes, I can see that. It makes sense. It just didn't work. Again, for me. So I recognize that some of you might think, oh, this movie is brilliant and fantastic. It just wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be, I guess. I wanted to be blown away. I wanted to laugh. The movie could have easily been family friendly. However, all of a sudden, at the end of the movie, there's a bunch of bloody images with dead bodies that instantly qualify this film for rated R. So I just felt like if they're advertising it as family friendly and fun, then don't put in all of the rated R content, right? It's like the director or the marketers of the film didn't really know what this movie was supposed to be. It just was a disconnect. Let me give you some tips for parents. In addition to all of that, there's violence, bloody image. So those are my tips for parents as well. Now, some of the themes that are illustrated in the movie sometimes well are special powers and being special, family and relationships and legacy, what we do to protect the ones that we love, serving others, sacrificing for others, power, friendship, and loyalty. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines, and I put them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. I only wrote down one funny line, and it's not laugh out loud hilarious, and I didn't even write down any interesting lines. But the funny line is spoken by Cary Elwes's character, and he says, reading minds is impolite. And he's talking to one of these superheroes that can read minds. And so I love that instead of him just saying, don't do that. It's just impolite. That's why you don't do that. Anyway, my overall movie review mom grade is a C-. So there were two movies that instantly came to my mind as I was watching this. And so these are the movies that I want to recommend that I think that you're going to enjoy better than this one. The first one is The Incredibles. It's a family of superheroes, and it has that flashback 1960s feel to it. And I thought it was just brilliant. So adorable, so awesome, so fun, just great direction, great acting. All around, one of my favorites. And then another really quirky movie that is more modern, but kind of throws back to the older superhero movies with comedy is a movie called Mystery Men. It's hilarious. I've watched it years ago, and then recently I watched it again to see if my memory served me correctly, because I do remember thinking it was so funny. And my kids growing up thought it was hilarious as well. If you haven't seen that one and you like this one, definitely watch that. But if you don't want to watch this, check out Mystery Men. And I think that one might be a little bit more entertaining for you. It's cheesy as well, but it's really fun and great acting and just fun, I think. All right, that's it for my movie review. Thanks so much for watching, and comment down below. Let me know what you think of this movie and what I missed, because I recognize I must have missed something. In order for the Daily Wire to pick this movie up, clearly they thought it was really good. So it just wasn't my cup of tea, and I hope it is for you. Not that I drink tea, I drink herbal tea because I just can't do the caffeine. Anyway, have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.